Hello, so I thought we could break down this excellent opportunity that we had today on the Nasdaq. I'll break down yesterday's trade as well, just to show you that I did actually take these trades. Um, this was today's trade, as you can see at 4 o'clock. It's now 5 o'clock. Um, this was the trade. My entry was down here, and we were in that. And then yesterday we had a Nasdaq trade, and this was a third hour reversal. So I'll break that one down after. But today's one's interesting because you get signal days, and a signal day was the inside day. So when I get an inside day, I'm going to use this as like a 3-day setup. And the peak formation low was also the low of the previous week. So this is my reference point. And what I'm looking for, an inside day can be one of two things. It can be a reversal point, meaning that it can be a changing point in the current direction of the trend, which you can see it's downtrending. So this could be the reversal point, or it could also be a range expansion point. So you could see today trade outside of this range and continue to expand the week's range. So Monday is the opening range, and I'll go on to a smaller time frame. So what I'm looking for in the setup that I hunt and trade is I want to see how it behaves on the day. For me to get a dump and pump template, I need to have a higher high than these highs here in the closing of that day. These were your most recent highs. So as you can see, the Asian session gave us a higher high, and that's what doesn't confirm the trade, but that's what I want to see. And then it's the 3 levels of fall. It has to be a measured move. And the fact that it comes back to our peak formation low from Friday, which is the low of the week, helps me confirm this, because if you look when I go onto this, you can see that that is 3000, which is actually 300 pips. So we've had our 3 levels of fall into the previous week's low. So this is what I'm looking for. So Monday was our opening range, and the peak formation high and low. One of these two extremes might hold across the week, but Tuesday, day two, the initial balance will typically expand the range. And as you can see, this was the low of Monday. So we've expanded the range, but we've traded into Friday's peak formation low. And this is where it's beneficial to be able to read price action on a 1-minute chart, because we actually get our entry before the open. And what I mean by that is the price action on this second hour, which is 9 o'clock New York time, we get a pin bar off this level. We then get pin bar engulfments, and this is where I take my entry. And you can see we have 140 pip move, and then we start to create this channel. And this is known as a bullish flag channel. It's like a triangle, but you can see the lows are getting higher and higher. Price is getting tightly coiled, and then it finally explodes and breaks out of that, and it's traded back to the previous day's closing price, and now traded back to the previous day's high. So another important bit of information is, for this to be a failed breakout of the daily level, it's going to come and break this level. So if price trades back up here and comes a higher than this is known as a failed breakout. I put my stop loss in tight, because as soon as we came back to the high of the day, it could get rejected and come back down. So I wanted to lock in my profits. And it was a 225 pip move from where I entered to where I had my stop loss. It was like 225 pips, which was £4,400. So it was crucial to lock in that money. It was actually £4,435, but exactly 225 pips. Um, so really good trade. The previous day we had a similar sort of setup, and this is, you've got to start thinking about the peak formation highs and lows, because even on this you can see the Tokyo session put in a peak formation high, low, a peak formation high. London then traded, put in a lower peak formation high, and it breaks outside of the Asian range, puts in a lower peak formation. You go into the US session and it breaks outside of the London range. So on a 3 session basis, I know that my peak formation low isn't locked in, and I know we've just broken the peak formation low on Monday, so that's no longer locked in. But the inside day, with the knowledge of this being a 3-day setup, we've traded into the low of the week, and I can potentially get an explosive move off here. So that's where it comes handy to be able to read price action on a lower time frame in line with a bigger template, because really we're using a daily chart as well as the timing rotations on like H4 charts or hourly timing rotations in certain timing windows in a session to take these trades. So the 1 minute chart doesn't matter because you're trading from the levels of weeklies and dailies or closing prices. So that's what that sort of encompasses. So yesterday we had a similar sort of setup. It was the opening range, and we have, this was your most recent high the previous day. Asian session puts in a higher high, puts in our peak formation high, peak formation low. London comes in, puts in a lower peak formation, trades outside of the Asian range, puts in a peak formation low, and then coils sideways. US session starts and it breaks outside of the London range. So again, our peak formation, they were working the low. We dumped into closing price from Friday. And again, 3 levels of fall. This time it was 3 times 50 pips, which confirmed that I've had a higher high, a dump and pump template in the third hour. So price started to pump up and then dumped down back into this low. And on a smaller time frame, you'll see it had 3 pushes. It had 3 pushes into our peak formation low and then exploded engulfments. So we took that trade yesterday, let's say third hour reversal. Really lovely trade, very quick, done and dusted in about 40 minutes. And they're the explosive parabolic moves that we will trade. I don't trade NAS every day. If it's not set up correctly, I don't trade it. I'll trade other things. But yeah, that's how you can have a more advanced approach to trading and focus on really high probability, low risk, high reward trades. And yeah, I hope that's helpful.